Okay, we're going to start standing wide. We're going to do some lateral poses and our regular lateral warm-up. And then we'll focus on some twisting poses because twisting is so good for us. Toes turned out a little bit, and when you bend your knees, try to bend them out toward the center of your feet. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend at the knees, bend at the hips, and scoop, bending your knees as much or as little as works for you. Inhale, arms up. Bend your knees a little or more. Inhale. Exhale, warming up the back and the hips and the legs, and the shoulders. Tighten your abs a little bit as you lift yourself up. A couple more times with sunflower. Last time, we'll add in goddess. So inhale up and exhale. Bend your elbows, bend your knees. Goddess as little or as much as you want as far as knees go. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess. Finish your exhale. Inhale up to starfish. Finish, complete inhale. Exhale, scoop. One more time through, and then from goddess, we'll do the side stretches, which is actually a version of triangle. Exhale. With your inhale, go right into the straight-legged side stretch. Exhale back to goddess. So you don't inhale and reach up. You inhale and reach into the stretch. Exhale back to goddess. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, scoop. Arms up. Goddess. Side stretches. Goddess. Side stretch. A couple more times through the whole sequence. On our backs and our hips, nice and warmed up for the twisting. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release. And we're going to hold, but we're not going to hold for long. Just for maybe about 30 seconds, maybe 3 or 4 breaths. Inhale, arms up, right foot out 90 degrees, left foot straight ahead or turned in. And exhale, warrior 2. Hold it. Shoulders down. You can turn your palms up to rotate your shoulders back a little bit. Keep them back. Sternum lifted. Try not to be reaching forward. Put some pressure on the back leg, the outer edge of the back foot, lifting your arch a little bit, realigning your ankle. Don't let the front knee go past knee joint, go past your heel. or this bone here in the ankle. Shin straight up and down, curves a little bit. Don't let it tilt in. It's okay if this left hip comes forward. Inhale, arms up. Right foot forward, left foot out as you exhale. Warrior two on the other side. Inhale, arms up, left foot forward, right foot out. Triangle, tilt your pelvis. Tilt, 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 tilt. Lean forward. Arms straight up. You're not pulling back with that lifted arm. That's not how it works. Lengthen your spine. You can look straight ahead or down. Front knee is straight but not locked. So it's soft. Lengthen your spine. Feel a stretch in your ribs. Push into the outer edge of the back foot. Don't let your arch collapse. Pull yourself up with your left hand. Inhale, arms up. Right foot forward. Left foot out. And stay straight. Stay lifted and straight as you reach out, tilting your pelvis. And go down to triangle. Not a lot of weight on this hand. It's just there. You can even put it in front. Not touch your shin. This hand doesn't go any further back than your shoulder. And if your shoulder's angled forward, your arm is angled forward. Tighten your right arm, pull yourself up. Inhale, arms up, left foot forward, right foot out. Keep your left arm reaching. And come down into a high extended side angle. It's an angle, so keep that arm straight and curve it down. Don't let your head hang down. And again, don't let your arm rest on your head. Hold it. Lengthen your spine. Again, not a lot of weight on this front arm, just enough to support you. And if you want to go into the deeper version, you can always do that. Reach this left arm up, tighten the muscles, pull yourself up, and then straighten this knee once all the weight is off it. Left foot forward, right foot forward, left foot out. Reach your arm ahead of time. It's just easier on your shoulder. If you forget, you can always kind of touch your shoulder, take your hand along your head to reach it. It's just a little bit easier on the shoulder. You can also take it forward and bring it alongside your head. Stay nice and long. Let your knee tilt inward toward the big toe side. A little bit of pressure pushing it toward the little toe side, but not that you lift your foot. Lift the back arch, the right arch. Reach your arm up. Pull yourself up. Both feet turn forward. Swan dive to a forward bend. Hang there. Stretch. You might want to grab a block. If you have a block, let's use a block, at least in the beginning. So everybody get a block, put it in the center. Or a thick book. Or a hard pillow. Now let's do this with the block on end as high as it'll go. It's a little bit forward of a straight line between your toes. Your toes are pointing straight forward. You're going to put your right hand on the block. Your left hand is on the side of the block. Your thumb points forward. And you don't rotate and close up your shoulder as you do this. keep it just like that as you lift up and you turn the whole torso. If this is as far as your shoulder goes, that's as far as your arm goes. If you can rotate more, you can lift more. Hold it. Don't push back with your arm on your shoulder. You'll feel it in the front of the shoulder. Don't feel that pull. Lengthen your spine. Separate your vertebrae. It makes it easier to twist. Lower that hand down. Change sides. Right palm faces the block. Thumb faces forward. It stays like that. As you lift up, then it's facing away. Little fingers to the back. Being lifted allows the stretch to happen a little bit more, allows the twist. As you can see, this is my shoulder that I have difficulty with sometimes, so I'm being very careful with it. It's going to its maximum, but I'm not going to take it beyond that. Lower down. And let's try it. Lowering the block a little bit more, not quite flat on its side. And let's move the block halfway between your right big toe and center, the center of the block halfway. Put your left hand on the block. The block is to the right. Put your left hand on the block. You can point your fingers toward the left, which is the Vinyasa yoga way of doing it. Right hand down. Take your right hand out and up. And hold it. Lengthen your spine. Lower down. Move the block over toward the left. Look how far it is from my foot. Center of the block. It's halfway between center line and your foot. Put your hand on the center. You can turn your fingers and point to the left. Right hand on the block. Left hand comes up. Lengthen your spine. Turn the whole torso. And lower down. Let's rest for a moment. Just hang in a forward bend. Now, turn your toes away from each other. I'm going to do this without the blocks. You're going to take your left hand and wrap it around the front of your right leg. Your palm of your hand is on your shin. The fingers go around the outside to the back. Your right arm is up. And pull your head down toward your right knee and hold it. Careful with that right arm up there. Don't pull on your shoulder. Release. Walk over to the other side. Right hand around the front of the left leg. Fingers wrap around the outside to the back. Left arm up. Pull your head down toward your left knee. And release. That's warming. Lunge left. Adjust your feet. Your feet aren't stuck to the mat. Well, they might be stuck to the mat, but unstick them and adjust them. Your right hand can be on a block, obviously. We all know this. Bend your left knee, lift your left arm up, twist. Revolved side angle, not extended. Lengthen your spine, don't round your chest. Lower down, come back center, lunge right, block under your left hand. If you're not feeling real flexible today, right arm up. Once you get into position, lengthen your spine, hold the pose. Lower your hand, lower your back knee, come back to hands and knees, separate your knees, toes touch, sit back on your heels, an extended child's pose or child's pose with your arms by your side. Stay there, hold the pose. I shouldn't have done that breath of fire before class because I'm really warm, but I needed the energy. Stay in child's pose, sink down into it, enjoy the rest. Up to hands and knees. Let's just do a little cat-cow while we're here, arching inward and downward, rounding up. Inhale as you arch inward and open your chest and your belly. Exhale as you round up, closing the front of the body, squeezing the air out. Now come to a neutral spine. Reach your right arm underneath your left and reach it out as far as you can. Lie down on your right side. Let your left elbow bend. You can let your head rest on your left hand, or you can put a block under your head, side of your head. I usually have to walk my knees back a little bit. Now we're going to do two different things with this. One, we're familiar with both. Reach your left arm if you want. If it's okay with your shoulder and your neck, reach your left arm past the top of your head on the floor. Just your hand is touching the floor. As long as it doesn't strain your shoulder. If it does, bend that elbow and bring it back to the first position. Now you can keep it here. You can bring it back to the first position, or you can take your left arm up and wrap it around behind you and try to touch your right thigh. Hold it. Put your left arm back up. Put your hand on the floor. Push into your left hand as you lift yourself back up. I'm turning so that I can still talk toward the camera, hopefully, so you can hear me. Hands and knees, left arm reaches underneath. Lie down on your left side as far as the head goes, and your left shoulder. Keep the right elbow bent to begin with. You can rest on your right hand with your cheek if you want. Now, if your right shoulder and left shoulder are okay with this, reach that right arm. So your arm is alongside your right ear. Your hand is touching the floor above your head. Hold it. Bring the arm back, lift it up, wrap it around behind you. And you can just lay it on your back, which is all I'm going to do for this side because this is my shoulder that has issues sometimes. So I'm just going to rest it on my back. But you can try to wrap it all the way around, try to touch your left thigh. Lift it back up. Put your palm on the floor. Push yourself up. I'm just seated. Cross-legged. Left leg in front. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, stretch forward and down. Hold the stretch. Slowly come back up. Twist left. Lengthen your spine, but don't let your right buttock lift. Remember, this is just a rotation on the pelvis. It's not a leaning back. It's not a leaning to the side. Staying nice and straight. Just turning. Back to center. Other leg in front. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, reach forward and down. Slowly back up. Twist to the other side. Those buttocks stay down. Come back to center. I'm going to work up to something here. Left leg straight forward. Bend your right knee. Bring your right heel back towards your right hip, not over touching your left leg. Straight back. Put your right hand behind you, close to you. Your right thumb might even be touching your back, or maybe a little bit away. Straighten that right arm so you lift up. Lean forward. See if you can wrap your left arm around the front of your right leg so your elbow is like at the shin, just below the knee. If you can hold your right thigh with your left fingers. So you might have to push yourself and lean forward a little bit. You can wrap that arm, and once it's wrapped, keep a hold and lift up. Feel the stretch across the upper back. Look over your right shoulder if it's okay with your neck. Relax back down. Relax your glutes. Relax your low back. Twist. On. Now take your left leg, which is straight forward, and angle it a little bit toward the right. Cross your right leg over top. And bring your right foot back toward your left hip. If you need to, sitting on a blanket will feel better on knees and on hips and on back. And stretch straight forward. You can use a strap around the left foot if you want, around the arch of the foot rather than pulling on the ball of the foot. And use it to pull forward and down and hold the stretch. Try to relax, even the straight leg, try to relax it. Keep a hand on that left foot if you want. Right foot, sorry. Slowly release back up. Change legs. Right foot straight at right leg straight ahead to begin with, not angled, straight ahead. Left foot back, knee bent. Bring that left foot in as close as you can. It makes it easier to wrap your arm around. It's out here, that doesn't work too well. But again, depending on your knee, if you can't wrap your arm all the way around, you can just hold it with your hand and pull yourself around. Otherwise, try to lean, put your left hand behind you, try to lean forward, try to wrap your right arm around the front of that left leg. So your elbows at the shin. Lengthen up and twist. Look over your back shoulder if it's okay. And again, I'm going to release this right shoulder a little bit because that shoulder is already overstretched. Hold it. Remember the dog pulling on the leash? Yeah, that was a couple years ago, 3 maybe. And it still is healing. And untwist. Now take your right leg and angle it a little bit to the left. Press your left foot over top. And I know we usually do a twist here, but we're doing this other stretch instead. See if you can bring that left foot back towards your right hip. Try to stack your knees. If that doesn't work, you can just cross it and keep the foot out. Reach forward and down. Stretch. Use your strap as needed. Slowly back up. Okay, now you might want to have a blanket behind you. You might want to have the blanket folded extra high. Yeah, I'll show you what we're going to do, and then you can decide. I'll give you time to get into it. So that it's higher, you might even want a block underneath the blanket. What we're going to do is I'll do it, and then we'll do it together. So I'm going to come out of it. So just watch. We're going to come to hands and knees. You're going to cross your right knee over your left. And then you're going to sit back. And this is where you can sit back on the blanket. The blanket touches your, I can't remember which leg this is underneath. I'm all confused. Your left heel. Your hips are stacked. And this helps you sit up straight without a whole lot of pressure on your knees or on your hips. And I folded it up this high. If you can sit back, stack your knees. With your knees fairly down. You can do it without the blanket. So, okay, let's do it together. Hands and knees. Right knee comes under and crosses in front of left knee. And then you separate your feet a little bit and you sit back to the left of your left heel. So this is my left foot. It's out here. Here's my heel. Where you can sit on the blanket. Now all that, we're going to stretch first, and then we're going to twist. So I hold my feet because sometimes they slide. You don't have to do that. You can hold your knee. You can put your hands in front. You can have a blanket on your knee and stretch down to the blanket or the block. Hold the stretch. Cow face legs. Slowly lift up. Now the leg on top is the right. You're going to twist to the right. Let your right buttock sink down. Lift up. Hold the twist. Back to center, stay in position. Put your right hand out, out, out past my left toes. You can be a little bit in front if you want. And side stretch to the right and hold it. This is another good place for a block. And come back up and see my right foot has slid a little bit forward. So it's more like a cow face sneer instead of. Okay. Change sides. Come to hands and knees. Left knee under and over the right knee. Your feet are separated somewhat. Sit back on the blanket or the block or whatever to the right of the right heel. And this foot really wants to come forward because my left hip is on top, my left leg, so my left hip is tighter. So that's what happens. My hip's tighter and I accept that. And I'm going to pay attention to it and not hurt it. But I'm going to make sure that I can stretch it to whatever its maximum is today. Stretch forward and down. Hold the stretch. Slowly come back up. Twist to the left. Always have the block behind you. The floor is too far away with your torso, your arms, torso. Hold it, lengthen up. I hope that my sharing of my shoulder, my hip issues, and how I'm modifying is beneficial rather than like whining. It is a little bit of whining though, just so you know. I need to get a little whining in there. But just so you know that there are times when we all have to do the pose differently for our body. And we all have to whine a little bit. It's good for us. Maybe it may not be good for other people, but it's good for us. Come back to center. Left hand out and stretch to the left. Do what's right for your shoulder. Come back. Okay. So we're going to stay down, didn't you? Well, we got a downward dog twist to do. So you're going to probably need some padding under your wrist because you're going to be single wristed in downward dog. That's a lot of weight on one wrist. So fold. Fold again. Put your hands on extra padding. Throw your toes under. Push back to downward dog. Separate your feet. Maybe a foot apart between your big toes. And I'm going to do just one side because I don't want to do this with my right shoulder on the right hand on the ground. So I'm going to reach my left hand underneath. And again, we did this twist wide forward bend. Hand goes around the front of the leg. Fingers wrap around behind. Drop your right shoulder. Look underneath your left. This isn't going to be a long hold. We're at 10 seconds already. And release. You're going to change sides. You're going to stay in downward dog. Your right hand is going to stay down. Your left hand is going to reach under, grab, hold, and twist. And untwist. It's lying on your back. Hug both knees. Rock a little bit, side to side, massage your back. And keeping your knees up close to your torso, take them both over to the left. Don't let them move out here. Pull on your back too much. Keep them up. Over to your left. Left hand on top. Rotate your torso. So try to force your right shoulder down with pulling on your arm. Hold the pose. Hold the twist. Release. Slide your knees away a little bit and lift up. Put your feet down. Bring your knees up to your chest again. Take them over to the right. Keep them up close, as close to your chest as you can. Keep your back stretched. Reach, turn your whole torso toward the left. Or if it doesn't rotate because your hips are kind of tight this morning, then just let your left elbow come down. Make sure your arm is resting on something, even if it's on the side. You don't want it hanging out there because that's going to, if it's hanging out there, that's going to pull on your shoulder. And that's what we remember. We don't want to do that. Rotator cuff stuff. It's not good. And it takes a long time to heal, to pull that. And slide your knees down a little bit so you can lift them back up with your feet on the ground. Both knees in and rock. Let's end with a happy baby since you're almost there anyway. Let your knees go wide. Bottoms of your feet face the ceiling. If you can, reach up. Hold your feet and pull your knees down towards your armpits. Don't straighten your legs. Bend 90 degrees. Knees down toward the sides of your ribs, your armpits. Or you can wrap your hands around behind from the outside, wrap them around behind. Hold your calves to keep your legs up. And do it this way. Relax your shoulders. We can hold from the outside. Don't let your heels go down. You lose a lot of the stretch. Even if you can't pull very far down, keep your legs up. That's why if you're holding with your hands, you hold your calves. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. And release. Come seated. Let's do a little bit of breathing. We haven't for a while. Seated, whatever's comfortable for you. On a blanket is always an excellent idea. Palms together in namaste. Inhale as you lower your hands, take them out to the side and up. Exhale as you put your palms together, exhaling slowly, palms back to heart center. Inhale, imagine you're gathering and healing from the universe. Exhale as that healing goes through your whole body. Inhale, you can imagine you're gathering and healing into your heart center. Excuse me. When you exhale, you can exhale it through your body or picture somebody clearly in your mind and exhale the healing from them. Somebody who may need it. Time for core. Thank you, yoga people, for coming, and I hope you stay for core, Satnam, and Namaste. Okay, in core, let's start on our hands and knees. Remember, if you need to, under your wrists, extra padding under your knees. And this is actually in traditional Pilates, cat-cow. Inhale, arch inward. Inhale, round up. Use your spine, use your abs when you round up. Use your back when you arch inward. Now back to a neutral spine, hands and knees. Knees under hips, separate a little bit, wrists under shoulders. Bring your right knee over, touch your left arm, straighten it back parallel to the mat, and then bring it forward to the right, slide it along the outside of your right arm. Straight back, more left and down. Left across, knee touch arm, pull it in, straighten it back, parallel to the mat, not higher. You don't want to feel it in the low back only. Slide it along the outside of the left arm, straight back, and lower down, and keep doing that. Alternate sides. Well, I finally did it. I finally ran the batteries out of, well, no, that doesn't seem right. Huh, I didn't. Keep going. Wow. Slowly. Take across and straight back. Slide it along the outside and straight back and lower it down. Use your muscles. Now in your cycle, once you finish the left leg, then go back into child's pose. Separate your knees a little bit so your belly has room to expand with the breath, and just stretch. Extended or arms by your side, whichever child's pose stretch you need. Hold it. Or you can lay on your back and hug your knees. And rock. Back up to hands and knees. Or over to hands and knees if you were on your back hugging. Just knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Lift your left leg up. Keep the knee bent 90 degrees. Thighs facing the floor. Try to lift it up enough that your thigh is more or less parallel to the floor. And then press it up just a little bit more, but you only release it to here, starting position. So flex your foot so your heel is maybe higher than your toes, not pointed, but flex. Press up a little bit and release back to starting. That's all. 2, release. 3, elbows stay straight. Don't bend your right elbow. 4, 5, 6, 7. Strengthening the glute muscles, supporting the low back, well, mostly a side joint. 9, 10. Lower down. Right leg. You bent 90 degrees, thigh about parallel to the ground. Flex your foot, press up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, little movement, 8, 9, 10, lower down, separate your knees, sit back on your heels, extended child's pose or arms by your side, child's pose, rest your back, stretch your back a little bit. Come up to hands and knees. No, hands and knees. We've done enough hands and knees. Let's lie on our backs. I heard that. Somebody said, yay. Maybe it was me. Let's take a moment to hug our knees in, stretch our back, hug them in, rock a little bit, keep your shoulders relaxed. Now pull your legs in and then lift them up to the ceiling together. Arms go out like wings. Then bend your knees, lower your heels, bring your arms back in, pull your knees in, keep your legs together, lift straight up. This can take a lot of ab work for some, especially if your hamstrings are tight. If you need to, keep your hands in and hold your legs as you reach them up. And just slide them around the front as you bring them back down. And they don't have to be straight when you lift them up. Whoops, arms in, hug. Arms out, legs up. And again, they can stay bent like this. You don't have to straighten them. Bring them back down, bring your arms in, but do pull them in to stretch your back. Up, and down, in, knees in. Now start to notice how far in your knees come when you bring your arms in and you pull them in. Notice how close they get to your chest. So they can stretch that far. Now you're going to do the same thing, but you're not going to bring your arms in. Bend your knees, bring your heels, and use ab muscles to pull your knees in. Yes, it's really hard to talk when you do that. Down and in. You might have a little bit of a lift of the low back and the glutes. But don't just bend your knees. Don't just lift and lower your heels. Lower your heels and bring your knees to your chest. Maybe a little bit of a lift. Oh, this is fun. We should do this more often. Yeah, I'm waking up now, I think. That's a dangerous thing. Okay. We're going to take our legs out about 45 degrees. Please don't straighten them all the way if you need to be careful of low backs. And if your abs aren't strong or your low back is easily strained, then keep your knees slightly bent. You're going to pull them in. You're going to keep your legs together as you reach out about 45-degree angle from the mat. And again, keep your knees slightly bent. See how that, everybody bend your knees a little bit. See how that keeps your back down? That's what you want. If you can't push your back down with your legs straight out, then keep your knees slightly bent. Bring the knees back in, arms in, pull it into your chest, legs out. Slowly push your back down. Keep your low abs firm. Keep your back pushed down. As you lower your heels, bring your knees in, pull them. 3. Move at my speed. It's not aerobics. 4, strengthening, toning. 5, back push toward the mat. If you find that you start to get tired and it's hard to push your back toward the mat, don't straighten your legs all the way. Keep them bent. Or you can lift them up higher than 45 degrees. You can lift them up here, just down a little bit. And back. Let's call this 9 just because I'm getting tired. And 10, low abs, obviously. Okay, just hold them and rock. Now, this one, you're going to take your left leg straight up and your right leg out 45 degrees. Then you're going to bring them back in together so the knees are bent and you're hugging, right? So you're hugging them in now. You're going to lift your left leg up and your right leg out 45 degrees, arms go out. And then bring them both in, lower your left heel, in, hug, right leg up, left leg out 45 degrees, not close to the mat, 45 degrees. And back in and hug. Keep your back toward the mat. Let it arch up, trying to help you do this. This is abs. Rest when you need to. Consider it a rest, not a stop, if you possibly can. Try to do a couple more. And then rest again if you need to. My straight leg keeps going down too far. That's how I usually do it. But when I'm not, the leg that reaches out should be 45 degrees, not close to the mat. One more time. Left leg up. One more time. Right leg up, left leg out. Hug both knees in. Rock. Come to seated. Knees bent. Heels not in close or you'll lose your balance. Heels out. Cross your arms in your chest. You can change arms, one in front, one the other in front. However, halfway through if you want or partway through. Tuck your chin, round your back. And go back, but not all the way to the mat to where you can still catch yourself. And come back up. And when you come back up, you lift your chin. You flatten your back. You don't lift it up. You lift it up to neutral. You flatten your back. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Round back. Tuck your chin. Round back. I'm not lifting my shoulders, even though I'm rounding my back. Come back up. And then up. Lift your chest. Flatten your back. Keep moving. Go back to wherever you can slowly. If you want to work with the breath, it's an exhale when you go back, and it's an inhale when you come up, and that end of that inhale is going to make you nice and straight. Upper abs primarily. And next time you go back, go all the way back to the mat. And bring your knees up and hug them both. Rock a little bit side to side. I think people have places to go and people to see and things to do. We keep losing them because I know that they don't stop in the middle if they can help it. Come back up, seated, knees bent, arms crossed. You know what this one is. As you tuck, roll back, you're going to turn. You're going to gradually turn until you're turned as far as you can, your back as far as you can. And then you're going to gradually unturn so that when you're all the way up, you just hit center and you lift up. And you gradually turn to the other side as you go back. And you gradually come back to center so that when you're all the way up, you just happen to hit center. You lift your chest, you flatten your back, and keep going side to side, working the side muscles, the obliques, lats, whatever, all the good waist, side, back, side, abs. Gentle's going to be some good stretching. We'll have to warm up a little bit again in gentle, but we'll do some good stretching with our straps and things. Finish. Going back to the second side, which may be your right. It was for me. Come back up. Lie on your back. And hug your knees and rock side to side. Stretch and massage your back. Come seated again. Knees bent. You're going to reach your right arm forward between your knees and your left arm behind you. Remember not to pull on the arm that's reaching behind you on the shoulder. And don't put your arm against either leg, the one that's reaching forward. Reach straight forward and back. And come back to center, arms out, and then reach the other arm straight forward as you twist the torso. Don't push back with your arm. Twist. Use your waist muscles and your ab muscles and your back. Your back can be a little rounded in this, or you can be straighter if that feels better, and keep going slowly side to side. And come back, lean back. Fingers might want to point them forward, so if you need to, you can bend your elbows. Bend your knees, feet on the mat. Tilt your knees a little bit to the right. No extreme stuff happening here. Just tilt them a little bit to the right. Lift your legs up. Take them across a little bit to the left. Bring your heels back center. So your knees are tilted a little bit to the left. Again, not extreme. Lift up to the left. Take them across. Bring them back center. Knees tilted. Lift up. Take them across. Bring them back center. Knees tilted. And continue. Please don't over tilt. It's going to lift your buttock and arch your back. Just tilt enough to work slightly different muscles. Don't tilt real far because really that it can't help but lift your low back up, arch your back, and then you're pulling with your back, and it's just you hurt yourself. So don't. I'm just going to go for a walk through some woods with a friend on Friday. And she reminded me it's tick season. It's still tick season. We're going to wait till the first frost. So we're postponing for a while. Although I know some of you do some hiking around. And after you've done it, bringing it back, so your knees are tilted to the right, and heels are center. And cross-legged, left leg in front, forward bend, stretch your back. Slowly up. We'll stretch the other side in a minute or something like that. Knees bent, fingers pointing forward if you need to. Some people find that coming back on, excuse me, onto their forearms is easier on their back. To me, it strains my back because I'm back this far and I'm lowering my legs. My back is going to arch and it strains my back. So I may just bend my elbows a little bit, but you do what feels right for your back. Legs straight forward. Yes, it is this one. We're just going to do 3 of each because this is challenging. We've done a lot already. You like that? Legs up. Do a half a circle, not a big circle. Stop at bottom center. Lift straight up. Do the other half of the circle. Lift straight up. This is 2. Lift. 2. Lift. 3. You should not be sliding on your butt, making this big circle. And lower down. We have to reverse it, and then we'll stretch the forward bend with the other leg in front. So, legs straight up. Lower straight down center. Half circle to the top. Straight down center. Other half. 2. 2. If you feel too much in your back, bend your knees. 3. 3. Cross-legged. I think it's right leg in front. It's the other side and forward bend. And stretch. And hold it. Slowly up. Now, we're going to do leg lifts, something we don't do very often, just straight, because you really, really have to be aware of your back and push your back down. You can put your hands under your glutes, not your low back. You can put a blanket under your glutes. Yeah, that would be, I was thinking of another way of doing it, but it's basically the same thing. And it can be a single folded or double folded. And putting something under your glutes. Makes your low back go down to the mat. If you put your hands under your low back, you're actually already lifting it up. If you put your hands under your glutes, it makes your low back go down. Or a blanket. Maybe you can see it better with a blanket. A blanket's not under my low back. And see how it makes my low back go down. Can you see that? This is where it would be. This is where it is when it's on the blanket. So it helps your low back stay down. And when you have something supporting your glutes, you don't lower your legs beyond the height of that. And since we don't lower our legs to the mat anyway, you don't even go down to the height of whatever. Think of this, whatever you're having underneath your glutes, think of that as the height of the mat now, as far as how you lower your heels. So legs up, legs together, and lower slowly. Tighten your low abs, push your back down. Again, don't go all the way to the height of whatever you're on, and bring them slowly back up. Squeeze your legs together. That helps to support, believe it or not, the SI joint kind of area. Squeeze them. Come back up. Notice your back. Don't take your legs down so far that you feel your back disconnecting from the mat. Your low back. And if you need to do this with bent knees, find a bend in your knees and keep it consistent so that when you lower your legs and lift your legs, the bend is the same. You bend, and, keep it, whatever bend works for you. Back up. Keep doing that just for a little bit longer. This is the one that really, well, a lot of them really work the low abs. This is the one that generally people in other classes, aerobics or whatever, this is one of the ones that they learn and they do. And this is the one that can strain your back because they may not be given the instruction of keeping the back down on the mat, pushing it down with your abs or bending your knees. And it's really important. Next time up, bend your knees. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit side to side. Massage your back. Fingers behind your head. Right knee in, left leg parallel to the mat, left elbow to right knee and change sides. And with this one, 2, 2, 3, and 3. Move slowly. If you're only on 2, don't speed just to catch up. Hug both knees in. Rock a little bit. Feet on the mat. Roll to your side. Come to seated. If you're not staying for gentle, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you maybe Saturday, or maybe next Tuesday. However, it is now just seconds away from gentle. Very exciting. All right. Bottoms of your feet together. Heels in close. Do some butterfly. We're going to do our seated flow. A great way to relax. A great routine. If you you don't do the one if you're not feeling tight. And this stretches you as well. But with the breathing, you're going to find that this is really going to relax you. Just doing it here and now. It's a very relaxing routine. And if you don't worry too much if you miss one of the movements in the routine, just don't worry about it. Just keep going with your breath. You'll find that you can really relax. And we keep adding a little bit on, a little bit on. So we're going to start with left leg crossed in front. Please be sitting on a blanket or two if you need to for knees and hips. And we're just going to change legs. And we're going to go to the other side and do this. But left leg crossed in front. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, forward bend. Support yourself, knowing you might not be able to go real far. Exhale to your, whatever that is. Keep exhaling, even if you have to stop earlier. Inhale up a little bit more quickly so you're still inhaling as you change legs. Right leg in front. Finish your inhale. And then exhale down wherever it goes. Exhale slowly. Hold at your edge. Finish exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Inhale up, moving faster than the breath. Inhaling, inhaling, inhaling. Left leg in front, inhaling. And exhale, forward bend. Let your exhale carry you down to where it should, your stretch is, and finish your exhale. Don't stop it. Inhale up, moving a little faster than your breath. Make your breath slow, right leg in front. And exhale down. Inhale up, change legs as you're inhaling. And exhale down. Inhale up, change legs. Still inhaling. Exhale down. Now inhale up, change legs, left leg in front, and sit there. Don't forward bend, just exhale. This is our starting position. Left leg in front, cross-legged. We're going to add on some other stretches to this with the breath. And when we come back, when we finish, if we do it 3 times or 5 times with everything on both sides, when you come back, this is how you don't end with the right leg in front. You come back, cross leg, left leg in front, and you stop. This is our starting and stopping position. Left leg in front, cross-legged. So we're going to twist now, cross-legged twist, after we do the forward bend on both sides. Then we're going to twist, come back to center, change legs, forward bend, inhale up, twist. So left leg crossed in front, starting position. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward bend. Exhaling slowly. Squeeze the back of your throat. Control your breath. Practice controlling your breath. Inhale slowly up. Inhale, lift your spine. Don't change legs. Exhale, twist. Finish your exhale. As you inhale back to center, put your hands behind you. Cross-legged, right leg in front. Finish your inhale. And exhale, forward bend. Inhale up. Lengthen your spine. Don't go rushing into it. Finish your inhale. Exhale, twist. Let your exhale carry you into the twist. Finish the exhale. Inhale back to center. Slow inhale. Both hands behind so you can lean back. Cross your left leg in front. And when it's time to exhale, exhale, forward bend. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Slow inhale, but you're bringing your hand behind you. You're still inhaling. You're crossing, right leg in front. And exhale, forward bend. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center, slow breath. Change legs, still inhaling slowly. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale up. Twist. Slowly inhale, center. I'm making my breath loud. Hopefully you can hear it. Inhale, center, right leg in front. Keep inhaling. Exhale, forward bend. Move with your breath into the forward bend. Inhale, move with your breath as you come back up, because you don't have to change legs, so you don't have to move faster than the breath. Exhale, twist. This time you're going to do it on your own. Inhale back to center, left leg in front. Now do it with your own breath. And when you come back to starting position, left leg in front, and just sit. I'm going to estimate the time. Your breath will probably be faster than mine. Okay, let's assume that everybody is back to starting position, sitting nice and straight with your left leg crossed in front. Now from the twist, we're going to add in left leg straight forward. And then you'll stretch down over it, and then you'll change sides. I change sides using my hand. I lift my right leg up, my left leg in, and cross it. Right? Easy, easy peasy, she says. Starting left leg in front, I'll call it out more than I'll pay attention to my breath, because I can't talk and inhale at the same time. I should be able to, but I can't. So remember, you have to, when you're changing position, you're going to be moving a little bit faster than your breath, which is really good practice. You can still make your breath slow, and you can move a little bit quicker. But you also need to practice moving with the speed of your breath. So in the areas where you can do that, try to move with the speed of your breath, making it slow. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, reach forward and down and stretch. Inhale your way slowly up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale your way to center. You stick your left leg straight forward, right foot touching your left inner thigh. Finish the inhale. And exhale, stretch down over your left leg. As you inhale up, change legs. Right leg crossing front, still inhaling. You're in position. Finish the inhale. Exhale, stretch down. The inhale lifts you. The exhale carries you into the stretch. Inhale. Or the twist. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center, right leg straight forward, shift, get in position, still inhaling. Exhale over your right leg. Inhale up, change sides, back to starting position. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale up. I often forget to twist in this point. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center, left leg straight forward. Exhale over the left leg. Inhale up, change leg, keep inhaling. Right leg in front, finish inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale up. Don't anticipate, finish the inhale. Then exhale, twist. Inhale, center, right leg forward. Exhale, forward bend over that right leg. Inhale up, back to starting position. I'm not going to call it out. I'm just going to do it. You can visually follow or just do what you remember. You are back to starting position. Then just sit nice and straight with your eyes closed and wait for the rest of us. Starting position is cross-legged with the left leg in front. I'm going to assume that you're all here. Okay, we're adding on another piece, a little piece at a time. This is the last piece we're going to add on as part of the flow. Then we'll just do some good stretches. So the last one was forward bending over the leg straight forward. As you inhale up, you're going to take that leg out to the side. And you're going to exhale over your right foot. Now you can also choose instead to exhale over the left leg, which is one that we may add on sometimes. We'll do the foot and then we'll eventually add on the left leg. So you can choose one or the other, but you can't do both. We won't have time. So we're starting with left leg crossing front. I'll do it. I'll call it out a couple times, and then we'll do it the third time. Everybody will do it on their own. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift. I know I want to stick my leg out now too, but it's not the time. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center, left leg forward. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale up, leg out to the left. Keep inhaling. Exhale, forward bend or side stretch, whichever you're doing. Inhale up, keep inhaling as you cross right leg in front. And then exhale, forward bend. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center, right leg straight forward. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale up, right leg out to the right. Exhale. Inhale up, cross-legged, left leg in front. Exhale. You do this at your own speed, and when you come back to left leg in front, pause seated with your eyes closed and just focus on your breath. Try to do the whole thing with your eyes closed. Don't depend on me. Forget something, that's okay. Now I'm assuming everybody is back to starting position, left leg in front, sitting up nice and straight. The one thing you may try to do if you do this little routine, this really does calm the central nervous system. This all folding forward, those kind of things calms the body, calms the mind, and relaxes you. Anything that folds you forward. Try to, when you exhale, try to pause at the bottom of the exhale. So if you exhale down and you finish your breath, hold your breath out for just a second or two before you inhale back up. Exhale into the twist, hold the exhale out for just a second or two. The bottom of the exhale is the relaxing part of the breath. That's when things are quiet and nothing is moving, and you just take a moment there in that space of silence before you inhale and continue. You can do that with just, if you're trying to sleep, with just your breath. Exhale, hold the breath out for just a tiny bit, and then inhale. Okay, lie on your backs with your straps, both knees bent, with the strap around the ball of the right foot. Stretch it straight up. You can slowly slide your left leg out if you want, so it's straight on the mat or partially straight. Shoulders are relaxed. Use your arm muscles. Stretch your right leg. You might find it slightly more flexible from all that we've already done. Maximize the stretch without any sharp stabbing pains. It should be uncomfortable, but never painful. Pain will make the muscle tighten up. Stay there. Notice when it releases a little bit. Notice and see if you can stretch it just an eighth of an inch more. Just a tiny bit more. Follow your edge. Your edge is going to change. As you hold the stretch, the muscle's going to relax a little bit. So try to make it again a challenging stretch. Follow your edge. That's all following your edge. You want to stretch to your edge. Now, slowly leg out to the right, and not to the point where your left hip lifts. That's not an increase in the stretch. This is as far as that'll go, or whatever that keeps the left hip down. Where you can let it go out, down towards your other leg, and slide it up the floor a little bit and keep it on the floor. Don't lift the left buttock, left hip. I mean, if you really have to for backs, sure, go ahead. But it's not increasing the stretch. You may think laying it on the floor, lifting up increases the stretch. It does not. Your hip is lifting up. You're getting at that same angle as this. Right? Hold the stretch. I know I talk about that every time. But somebody may have missed it or forgotten. And it's kind of important if you want to get the most out of the stretch. I may have to do some more breath of fire. That little seated flow routine really always really relaxes me. And you really need to do it with your eyes closed and just focus on the breath. And I mean, you can make your own stuff up seated. Knowing that when you close the front of the body, you do the exhale. When you lengthen, lift, and open the front of the body, you do the inhale. When you twist, you compress your belly. Go into it with an exhale. Slowly lift that leg up, take it across, shift your hips to the right. Lower your leg to the left. You have to bend your knee really to shift your hips to the right. Lower your leg left, shift your hips more if you need to. Rotate your ribs. Don't force the shoulder down by pulling with the arm. Let the arm rest on a blanket or a block if you need to. Let your elbow rest down. Or just let your arm rest on your side. Hold the stretch, stretching the outer thigh, the back. Gentle twist, massaging the internal organs. Slowly lift that leg back up. Lower it down. Shift your back to flat. Change legs. Strap around the ball of the left foot so you can stretch your calf better by pulling your toes down toward your shin. Try to keep your left leg straight-ish as you slowly, don't swing it up, slowly lift it up. But don't lock the knee. Learn to keep your leg straight without locking the knee, straight-ish. It's okay if the knee bends somewhat. You're going to feel a stretch in the hamstring and maybe a slight stretch in the calf. Tight hamstrings pull on the back. Look at a chart of muscles. They're online. See how it connects. If you have back pain, sometimes it has to do with tight hamstrings. Not always. But that can be part of the issue. So if you find that your hamstrings are really tight and you want to change that, stretch 2 or 3 times a day. You can stretch with a gentle warm-up, just walk around for 5 or 10 minutes. That'll warm you up enough. Careful stretching. Hold the stretch for 2 or 3 minutes if you really do want to change the tightness in your hamstrings. And recline stretches, this with the strap, is probably one of the safer ways to stretch as far as the back is concerned. Seated with both legs straight forward bend is really something you don't want to do if you have back pain or if your hamstrings are tight. Unless you know all the different ways to modify that so it doesn't hurt your back. Slowly leg across, or no, to the outside, to the left. Remember, the right buttock stays down. All the things we talked about on the other side all apply. Slowly leg back up. Please take it carefully across. Shift your hips to the left, leg across to the right. Don't force your left shoulder down, but you can rotate your whole torso toward the left. Try to relax. Just your arm muscles working. In this case, your right arm is holding the strap now. Everything else, try to relax it. And slowly bring your leg back up. Lower it down. And both knees roll to your side. Push yourself slowly up to seated, cross-legged, hands in namaste. Thank you all for coming. I will see some of you Saturday and next Tuesday. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Rest of the week. Remember,